We've got a quick update today with the Federal Reserve. They cut rates yesterday. We've got this morning news about the U.S.-China trade talks. We've got a whale insider from Bitcoin making some big moves, and we've got some big Mag 7 stocks moving wildly. We're going to talk about those real quick today, and we're going to finalize the video with a quick little look at our dip to rip scenario that we've been talking about so much. But before we get going, check out the channel memberships, especially the stalagmite level, where you get those real-time trade posts and members only videos to see exactly how I am handling the end of this 4-year cycle. So much value is going on in there right now. And go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost at 9,200. Right now, we're getting there so close. Come on, help us get there. Just before the end of the year, it'd be quite the amazing little milestone for the channel. Anyways, let's get into it. So the Fed cut rates by 0.25% yesterday. Then Jay Powell came out and he was a little bit hawkish, not terribly hawkish. That's, beside the point. Doesn't really matter what he says or thinks at this point in time. They're likely going to cut, and if they don't cut, there's going to be big cuts next year, which is going to align with, around a bottom in June-ish or so, because they can't replace the Fed chair till May. That lets us go in for a June bottom, and then they come and slash rates, and up we go. So there you go. Is he going to stop the momentum of the market right now in its tracks? I assume not, but we'll keep our eyes on it, because we're at that do or die moment right now. And we'll talk more about that in a second. We also got some super bullish news here. Trump and Xi Jinping came to an agreement for a 1-year truce on trade during their face-to-face talks here. So that's exciting, and I don't think the market has even reacted to that, which is kind of very interesting considering he talked about putting tariffs on, and we dropped 4 or 5% a day. Okay, maybe not that much, but it was a lot. It was like 2.7 or something. In a day, my account dropped like 5% because I got some high beta names right now as we go into the final blow off. Anyways, that happened yesterday. Bassett came out, said a whole bunch of really positive things as well about this whole situation. So this is all very exciting. This other bit right here, that same whale that made a bunch of money shorting Bitcoin right before that big drop, well, they opened up a 13 times leveraged long on Bitcoin, a 10 times leveraged long on Sol and Ethereum, and they've got $275 million on the line going extra long on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Sol as of, when did this come out? A few hours ago. Came out at yesterday at 7 p.m.-ish, so 6:20 p.m. yesterday. Okay? Very interesting that this is happening right now as we talk about the most important window of the entire cycle on this channel here, and we'll finish up the video about that. Let's look at the Mag 7 real quick. So Google had good earnings yesterday. Look at this. They moved 9% in after hours. Man, I was holding into here. I got out of a trade going from like 250 up to 260, and I should have just held that. I'd be making so much more money right now. Anyways, Google did amazingly, but Meta not so much. Meta came in yesterday. They fell 7%. This morning in pre-market, they're falling another 3%. That's really bad for Meta there now, but this is something to be to pay attention to. Meta tends to lead. Google tends to lag. So Google is the laggard right now. Meta is the leader right now. So Meta, it falling could be a precursor for something bad in a few months from now. But right now, it's time for stocks like Google and Apple to have their day. Microsoft also fell. Microsoft also had a little fall, but they're recovering. They fell 4%, and they're already kind of coming back a little bit from that here in the pre-market. And I've got this on basically a 24-hour candle right now. So it's showing like all pre and post market for the day here right now. So like yesterday when the earnings came out, boom, down 4%, and then this is the pre-market up 1.43% from that drop. Not on the day, but from the drop. Anyways, that's really important. Now we've got some earnings coming up very soon here. For some big companies this week for the rest of the week. That's going to be very exciting. There's going to be a lot of big moves here coming in. So that's fine. All right, let's go look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin. All right, so who could have told you about this low that we're experiencing right now? I don't know. Only we've been talking about it for, I don't know how many episodes of Trade Cave now, we've been talking about the dip that we're looking at right now after the rip. So we had a little rip, we had a little dip. Okay, let me go ahead and let's just do this. There we go. Get it nice and lined up for us. There we are. Look at this. With perfection. We've been following this with kind of perfection, at least through the summer months and the fall here, just to absolute perfection. Will we dip a little further? I don't know, but this is it. This is the window between now and November 5th. That's the window where we find the bottom, and we should start coming out of it. And then look here on the hard right edge, on the far right edge here, look at how we peak in December. We get a dip to another double top-ish scenario in January, and then this liquidity is starting to taper off in January. We're watching this very closely. If it starts coming back under this little dip right here on December 30th, we'll know that January, February is probably not going to be the most amazing time ever. Okay, I am planning to get out of this trade before this uptrend is done. That is my plan. Your plans are your own. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice and not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. You must do your own research, come to your own conclusions, because investing is risky and you could lose everything. So, with that said, I am planning my exit around this upward move here. I will probably be jumping ship before the end of December, probably sometime in November. You'll know that it's the end of the cycle when family members around Thanksgiving are asking you about Bitcoin, and they've never talked about Bitcoin before. You're probably going to get a lot of those this year, and that's going to be your signal that, we're there. We've made it. We're there. It's time to probably go and sell some of this stuff. Anyways, that's my quick update there. That whale is getting behind a leveraged long on our favorite crypto assets. Bitcoin is perfectly dipping into this dip here that goes through at least November 3rd here. We're in the window of the final leg up that we may see for Bitcoin this cycle. And yeah, this is it. So I hope everyone's paying attention. Watch it very closely. Do not get caught off sides on this. Remember, if it gets invalidated, well, then it was invalidated, and it's time to accept that we already made the high. And if we can take out this section back here and go higher, well, then we're going to go higher. All right. So that's that. Basically, if you want to know if we're going to lose, we bring on the weekly. And honestly, if we lose this channel down here, which right now is at about $100,000, basically we lose about 99 and close down there. That's going to be a signal that, yeah, we're done here. And if we sweep the highs and keep going, we're going to hit 145, maybe 160, maybe 170 to 200 if we're very lucky. So we're paying attention for both of those scenarios right now. Personally, I have been getting long, and I'm very excited about this last little bit here. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers. Help us get there. Let us know which assets you are holding. Are you holding crypto? Are you holding miners? Are you holding something else? Comment those tickers down below. Share this video. It helps so much to grow the channel, and I appreciate every single one of you. And have a profitable day.